One call from my husband to my mom changed everything about my marriage. I came from Southeast Asia and married a European man. Many people assumed I married him for money. They never asked about my life before him. I was already working as a nurse, supporting myself and my child from a previous relationship. I paid my own bills and built my own life. When I met my husband, I believed he loved me for who I was, not for where I came from. My parents raised my sister and me to never depend on anyone else's wealth. They always said that if we worked hard, we could build our own future. Before we got married, I rarely talked about my parents' money because it didn't feel important. Once I casually showed my husband pictures of some land my mother owned, just as a conversation about home. Last year, my father passed away. It was one of the hardest moments of my life. Everything he owned legally went to my mother. My sister and I never expected anything from it. Our parents had already given us education and support. A few months later, my mom asked me to help print a bank document about an investment she planned to cash out. That night, I mentioned it to my husband without giving it much thought. His reaction surprised me. He said my mom would probably spend the money carelessly. I felt hurt and defended my parents, explaining they were responsible people. The conversation ended, but something felt different after that. A few days later, my mother called me. She sounded calm but serious. She asked if everything was okay between me and my husband. I didn't understand why until she told me he had called her without telling me. He asked her for money and said we needed our share of the family assets for our future. My heart sank when I heard that. I felt embarrassed and betrayed. I had never asked my parents for money, even during my hardest times. When I confronted him, he didn't apologize. He said he was only thinking about our child's future. He talked about expensive schools and a better life, saying that grandparents should help if they had money. Hearing him speak that way made me see him differently. I told him my parents' money was not ours to claim. He argued that families should support each other financially, but to me, it sounded like entitlement, not love or responsibility. I started noticing things I had ignored before. He avoided looking for work and talked more about what others could give us than what we could build ourselves. After that, something inside me changed. I still cared about him, but I couldn't respect him the same way. Our home became quiet and uncomfortable. One morning, after yet another argument, I finally understood what I needed to do. I went back home.